All right, thank you. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll call this meeting into order. And the first item of business on Section 2 is the approval of the agenda. And colleagues, as you'll remember from today's workshop, there is a change. It is changed to the consent agenda. We've added item 7.5, appropriation of District 5 School Board Member Capital Outlay Funds to Blue Water Elementary School for Clear Touch panels. And so I need a motion now to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Bryant.
Second.
Second by Mr. Hindley. Any discussion? All right, being none, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. All right, so in Section 3, we have no recognitions this evening. In Section 4, we have administrative personnel appointments. 4.1 is the appointment of Assistant Principal 2, 10-month to Ruckle Middle School, recommended by the Superintendent for approval. Mr. Chambers.
Thank you, Dr. White and School Board. I bring before you Mr. Robert Maddens. Mr. Maddens is a proud product of the Okaloosa County School District, having graduated from Niceville High School in 2006. After high school, he completed his Associates of Arts degree with a focus in psychology at then Okaloosa Walton Community College before completing his Bachelor's of Science, majoring in psychology at the University of Central Florida. Mr. Maddens completed his Master's in Educational Leadership certification through the University of West Florida. He began his teaching career at Shoal River Middle School in 2015. While at Shoal River Middle School, he taught primarily 8th grade history and became fully involved in many aspects of the school. At Shoal River, he coached football, basketball, golf, and the academic team. Athletics and academics, that's good stuff. He was awarded Teacher of the Year for Shoal River Middle School in 2023. His passion for education and athletics has transferred to his 2 children, Vince, who is a collegiate basketball player at Warner University, and Alex, who now also works for the Okaloosa County School District as a driver's education instructor and social studies teacher. Following Shoal River Middle School, Mr. Maddens has most recently worked as the Dean of Students at Riverside Elementary while continuing to coach at Shoal River Middle School. He has gained experience in this role, becoming more familiar with the roles and responsibilities that school administrators have in coordinating the support of students and their varying needs. Mr. Maddens credits much of his success to the support of his mother and father, retired Master Sergeant Ramona Maddens, retired Chief Master Sergeant Robert Maddens, and his wonderful wife of 7 years, Community Health Improvement Section Chief Petra Maddens. Mr. Robert Maddens.
Thank you, Superintendent. I need a motion, colleagues.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Hindley,
I'll second it.
second by Ms. Vanchek. Any discussion? Being none, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. Congratulations.
Thank you. Superintendent, can you guys hear me? New room. Superintendent Chambers, honored board, thank you. I'm very excited for this opportunity to be in a leadership role at Ruckle Middle School. There are some people that I'd like to thank specifically, and you kind of mentioned a couple, but my parents, Ramona and Robert Maddens, and my wife, Petra Maddens, for supporting me and kind of encouraged me throughout all of this. I wouldn't be up here without them. I'd also like to thank all of the staff that I got to work with at Riverside and at Shoal. I tried to make a point to learn something from each and every one of them and kind of bring that with me. I'd like to specifically thank Ms. Allison LaVictor and Ms. Sarah Kennedy. While I was in the Dean of Students position, they made it a point and kind of went out of their way to always include me and empower me and trust me, realistically, with many of their administrative roles and responsibilities. We were all kind of a new team that was put together, and I got to learn a lot very quickly. Some of that experience is going to be invaluable as I take it with me to Ruckle Middle School. I'd also like to thank Mr. Genezo and Ms. Waskow. I'm excited to be able to return to Ruckle. It's a school that has a tradition of excellence that I got to contribute to as a student, and I'm really looking forward to getting to maintain and grow that tradition as an administrator. So thank you.
Thank you. Again, congratulations.
And Mr. Madden, who was your English teacher when you were at Ruckel?
He's in this room.
Yeah?
Yes, ma'am. So it was Mr. Chambers.
Yeah, and so since we've already voted, what can you tell us about that?
There was high engagement in that classroom.
Good answer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
We can kind of come this way and yeah, I'm gonna try to get, and I know it's gonna be kind of awkward, this is the first time we've taken it this way. I'll slide in a little bit, Jim, it's kind of almost doing it at an angle where I can get, see the background. Yeah, so you guys come on.
All right, Superintendent, I think as is customary, I'll do about a 2-minute recess to allow folks, if they'd like to go ahead and leave, to be able to do so. So we're in recess. Go ahead and call us back into session at this time. And colleagues, if you'll go on down to Section 5, Public Comment, this would be the agenda items. Ms. Mary, I don't think there are any blue cards. All right, thank you. That'll take us to Section 6, Committee and Staff Report, workshop only. 6.1, Okaloosa Academy Charter School Financial Statements. 6.2, Liza Jackson Preparatory School Financial Statements. And then 6.3, Destin High School Charter School Financial Statements for the year ended June 30th, 2024. All right, moving on to consent agenda. 7.1 is the approval of the consent agenda, so I need a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Bryant,
Second.
second by Mr. Heinley. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. All right, that takes us down to Section 8, Superintendent's Human Resources Recommendations. 8.1, Employees on Administrative Leave, presented by Dr. Hale. 8.2, Information Only, Deferred Retirement Option Program. And then 8.3, Out-of-Field Report for the 2024-2025 school year, presented by Ms. Duron and recommended by the superintendent. And this does require action, so we need a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Mr.
I'll
Bryant.
second it.
Second by Ms. Vancheck. Any discussion? Being none, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. All right, 8.4, forgiveness of workday for all employees due to inclement weather, September 26, 2024, and Eglin Elementary School employees on September 27th, 2024, due to base restrictions, also presented by Dr. Hale and also recommended by the superintendent. So we need a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Heinley,
Second.
second by Ms. Vancheck. Any discussion? Being none, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. 8.5, employment separations, presented by Dr. Hale and recommended by the superintendent.
Move it.
Motion by Mr. Bryant,
Second.
second by Mr. Heinley. Any discussion? Being none, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. 8.6, personnel recommendations by Dr. Hale and recommended by the superintendent.
I'll move it.
Motion by Ms. Evancheck,
Second.
second by Mr. Bryant. Any discussion? Being none, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. 8.7, employee transfers presented by Dr. Hale and recommended by the superintendent.
Move it.
Motion by Mr. Bryant,
Second.
second by Mr. Heinley. Any discussion? Being none, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. 8.8, employee suspension presented by Dr. Hale and recommended by the superintendent.
I'll move it.
Motion by Ms. Evancheck,
Second.
second by Mr. Bryant. Any discussion? Being none, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. And then finally, 8.9, leave without pay presented by Dr. Hale and recommended by the superintendent.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Heinley,
Second.
second by Ms. Evancheck. Any discussion? Being none, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. There are no items on discussion agenda. I'm going to go ahead and move, which is now labeled 13, Construction Program Owners Representatives Business, to this time. Mr. Bryan, if that's okay with you?
Yes, sir, that is fine. If you see, you do have a copy of the projects. I will just say, in the spirit of time here, a lot of those items that are on there, those task orders, a lot of them are now in their final stages, which is pretty awesome. But another part of that is we're going to have some more coming soon, and really excited about that. But Ms. Evancheck, you mentioned something about the boardroom, what the timeline. It's looking probably more around April that we'll be able to move into the new boardroom. There was some things that they found in a building that's about 50 years old. You're going to find stuff. So we're looking about April is a safe time frame. Would you say, yeah, April, May, or how we said it, when we get in there, we'll be in there. But that's my report tonight.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mr. Bryant. All right, Mr. McInnes, I think we might have enough time before our public hearing for your business, sir.
No report.
I thought we would. All right. And Superintendent, we may have to interrupt you, sir, but this is your business at this time.
No, thank you. And I think this morning gave a number of updates, and we also had some MIS updates as well, so nothing further this evening.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. All right. So moving right along, we come to board members' announcements and their business. Ms. Evancheck, I'll start with you.
Well, I said several things this morning, but one thing to add is that I want to start congratulating our support employees of the year and teachers of the year. They're being named. We see them. I've seen them out on the social media, so that's always an exciting time. And I'm actually on the committee with the support, but and I know Mr. Heinley, you're doing Teacher of the Year. So it's a great time when you get to recognize employees. So we'll be hearing about those individuals, employees soon. So that's the only other thing I would add.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you. All right, and so, Mr. Heinley, I'll call on you, sir.
No further for me.
All right, and then Mr. Bryant.
I have nothing to add tonight, sir.
Okay. All right, and of course, today I spoke about the grand opening at Choctawhatchee High School, and that's really all I have for this evening, and that will take us now, at this time, to the item on the agenda for a public hearing, 15.1. So colleagues, if you'll scroll there, 15.1 is a public hearing for the adoption of revised school board policies, Chapter 4 students, presented by Ms. Tracy Lamb and recommended by the superintendent for approval. Is there anyone here tonight to speak to this item? Seeing none, in that case, I need a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Bryant,
Second.
second by Mr. Heinley. Any discussion? Being none, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. All right, so that takes us through all of our business items and takes us back up to Section 14, Public Comment Yellow Card. And Ms. Mary, do we have any? None of those either. So best I can tell, that concludes this meeting. Mr. McInnes, anything we need to go over? We're good? All right, staff, we're all good? All right, this meeting is adjourned.